We're driving from Kilis to Reyhanli, where we're going to visit orphanages and a flower project. We've just got into Reyhanli, where the coordination center is. The bakery and warehouse recently was burnt down through an electrical fire. And so temporary measures have had to be put up to store all of the goods that actually go out into Syria every day. There's trucks that leave from here on a daily basis with both bread and supplies. It goes in through the border of Syria called Idlib.
That foundation teams, we are here. This is Babul Hawa. This is the entrance into Syria, and we are in a place called Reyhanli, and the border is Idlib. And normally when we enter, we used to come right down to Idlib to do our distributions, which is totally now a no-go zone. Area is totally unsafe. It's being bombed. And just for us to think about that, not long ago we were here doing distributions, and it just makes us feel so sad. Yesterday we were here near Babu Salam, Kilis, and this is in the Azaz area where we would go normally to do our distributions. This entire area is also being under attack because of its distance from Latakia. As we know, this is where one of the Russian bases are, and we're told that they're being bombed. Years ago, a madrasa having young kids doing tahfiz al-Quran was bombed, and 14 children lost their lives right here where we would go normally. The area is part of Aleppo, part of Halab, a land of great ulama, of the Anbiya, of Sahaba, and it makes one very, very sad to know that this place, Aleppo, Halab, a land of great ulama, just for us to think back that not long ago we were here in these areas, Babul Hawa, Babul Salam, and today. Nonetheless, today we'll be doing our distributions for orphans and visiting the Al-Imdad Foundation orphanage, which is in this Reyhanli district. Inshallah, this is near our coordination center, and there are still many, many refugees entering Turkey from Syria. We'll bring you live updates, inshallah.
We've just come to visit one of the Ikram orphanages, and the kids are studying Quran and reciting hadiths for Shafran.
إذا أحس أحد أنه لم يخطأ أبدا في حياته فهذا يعني أنه لم يجرب أي جديد في حياته. A sign in this orphanage that we are busy visiting here, which says if a person feels that they will never ever make a mistake in their life, it means that they will never learn something new. It is a simple sign teaching the kids that never mind mistakes we will do, but we learn from our mistakes. It's just to empower them and to give them a positive message.
This room is actually used as a psychological room where a psychologist comes in and talks to the kids and their mums, and they get some kind of psychological treatment to deal with the things that they've... We've just come to a kindergarten here in Reyhanli. MashaAllah.
Fil Jannah. Baik? Yes, yalla.
السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر.
It is extremely cold. The snow has also started briefly. This is a fully fledged orphanage run by the fully. As you can see, Ya Tuba Hisham, Ya Tuba Hisham, Ya Tuba Hisham, Tilka Malaikatul Rahman, which has been made by the students of the Madrasa Dar al-Taqwa in Johannesburg, South Africa. And alhamdulillah, this is part of the orphanage, some of the orphans that we have that have been sponsored by the Iqras Foundation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us a realization and an understanding that He grant us all the blessings of looking after and assisting orphans, inshallah, and all our donors, those who assist us in whichever way. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Come here to give out some coal and wood to some families, but I just wanted to show you that those hills that you see just in front of you is actually Syria. For the Syrian refugees that are right here, home is actually so close and yet at the same time so absolutely far. This is where the Syrian family actually lives, and we're coming to give them both coal, wood and oil just for their fires, to give them some kind of warmth through this weather. These volunteers are actually Turkish young boys who are giving up their time to actually help our foundation on the ground to deliver the aid to the Syrian people. Come into a home of a family of 7 children. They come from Aleppo, and this little boy, who's actually 7 years old, he was shot by snipers and is now paralyzed and won't be able to walk. This is just the condition where 7 children and 2 adults actually. This is like a small shelf that they have. This is the only clothes that are hung here. This is this small room where all of them actually live in.
This is a home, basically an unfinished building where a Syrian family from Halab are living in here with 6 children. Sad.
The family is getting wood that'll light up the fire for them. But if you just look at the conditions, this is basically the kitchen and the laundry outside of the house.
It is bitterly cold, as you can see. This is like a simple makeshift home, and this is the bread from the bakery. Alhamdulillah, cold it is. And these people are living in this simple makeshift place. In 2016, and human beings are living like this. It's just not possible.
What else?
والله الفهم اكثر شيء الفهم اكثر شيء انا مبسوط حالي والله يعني في كيس حرامات ما لازم حرامات لا لا الحمد لله في عنا الله يجزيكم بخير
Are you giving out anything?
We got 2 bags of stuff inside as well.
Just up there where you can see the fence, it's actually Syria. We're driving along the border. Right here is the border post, and Syria is actually just so close. You can almost reach across and grab it. I don't even know how to tell you how my heart is breaking now. Subhanallah. If there's only one thing that I can, is that you all keep the people of Syria in your du'as. Subhanallah, a 7-year-old child paralyzed because he was shot by a sniper. And they're literally living in a shack with 7 children and 2 parents, and it is freezing, freezing cold. And their diet consists of just bread, and if the bread doesn't come through, then they don't eat. I'm here with teams from the Alim Dad Foundation and Muslim Aid Australia, and we'd like to thank all of our donors from Perth and the community who've come together with Muslim Bakery in Reyhanli. We're helping with the bread, we're packing it, and tomorrow morning they'll go out in trucks and go into the furthest parts of Syria. We've just been told and we've seen today, we've witnessed to all of our donors. Thank you so much. Please continue to donate generously. Muslim Aid Australia, together with the Perth community, has done this. Please help us. Guys, you can actually just see the snow that's gathering. This is kind of inside, and there's just a small little hole that's coming through, but this is how much of snow is coming. Guys, it's really dark. The snow is starting to come down really hard now. It's completely iced over, and we're still busy just doing distributions of blankets and coats. This is Fatima Asma, and she is about a year old, and she's actually deaf. While her mum was pregnant with her, there was a bomb that was dropped, and it was during her pregnancy that the bomb dropped, and she was severely affected. And unfortunately, Fatima Asma was now deaf.
Not even a photo.
She loves the light. It's like, what is it?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها
قسم لذي حجر ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات العماد جابوا الصخر بالواد وفرعون ذي الأوتاد الذين طغوا في ربك صوت عذاب إن ربك لبالمرصاد فأما الإنسان أكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن وأما إذا ما ابتلاه.
It's now 9 o'clock at night, and we've just finished all of our distributions for the day. It's been a long day, but alhamdulillah, we've managed to do a lot today and to see a lot today. We've visited so many orphans, which was absolutely amazing, and totally what we've come here for. Alhamdulillah, we got to spend good time with them. We've visited our projects here. We can see what more needs to be done in terms of to make their lives a little bit easier. We also did our flower project, which today was done, which was really good. And today we could really see the reality of just how important the flower project actually is, because most people actually rely on that bread actually for survival. I mean, we know that, and we're told that, but when you're sitting halfway across the world in Australia, it doesn't seem real. But today we actually saw the reality of that. We're talking about some families actually surviving on half of like a Lebanese bread for the. When you're sitting halfway across the world, it kind of becomes a little bit easy to not really fully understand what that means. There's a lot to still process for the day, and inshallah I'll update you a little bit more. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. I'm getting so many messages of support, which is really good, and it's amazing, and I thank you all. I think one of the most important things that I can't stress enough is to make dua. Yeah, just do that.